Hello. How's the people doing? Hopefully the people are doing amazing. Cause I am. No, I'm just kidding. So listen, I am, but let's check this out, right? What we got going on tonight is that we acting up, alright? We're doing a sad for a collab, and it's about being a mad scientist, right? So what we got here? Oh, let that guy clear up. So we have this guy, which you guys saw, Mr. Big Head, right? Mr. Big Head. Let me see. Am I even in the right place? Okay, yeah, am I? Making sure, because y'all know I went live from the wrong place the other day. Okay, so there's Mr. Big Head with his dinosaur body. Then you have this guy over here. I want to say flamingo, infected guy. And then over here we have this guy. Okay, so this is the guy we're doing. We don't have anything on this guy. Y'all don't listen to me. We're gonna do that guy. Over here I have this guy, and she is that giraffe that is a zombie giraffe, and then the body belongs to this girl over here. What's her name, guys? What is her name? Okay, the Adam Family lady. Okay, it's this girl. Alright, so I'm gonna show, but she is actually wet because I just put her together, and I wasn't gonna wait on her to dry. I was like, I got to go. So I wanted to come on here and get this done, so that way I'm out of here, right? So got these guys here. This is what we're gonna do, and I'm just gonna talk about real quick the plays that are coming out tomorrow. Yeah, I'm actually here when is a day for them to come out, the day before they're coming out. So I'm excited for that. I don't know that I have done that yet, so I feel like that's cool. All right, so here we go. We have, first of all, it's all reprints. So rewind, you know what I mean? Here we go. We got this guy right here, the monsters and dead stuff, which is somebody that I'm using. Here is this guy right here. He's so weird. It's the alien dog. That guy is here on the pinky. So that is the guy that's right here. He's a little alien dog. So this guy's coming out. Let's see. We also have this beautiful one. I want to say this is called Fantasy Dump. And I should turn it my way, which I have not even used because I just got this guy today, guys. We're having some weather problems here, so I actually just got it today. And he's so adorable. I love it. He's got some earth guys or moon. Honestly, I don't even know which one this one's are going, but you can use them at both. You know what I mean? And we also have, let's see, we have this really cool, creepy pumpkins here. This guy, he's super dope. I don't even know what the name of him is, but I really do like that he splits up that way, you know? These three little guys, this image. I mean, you guys have seen these images being used in the past too in some of the potions. Okay, so that guy's coming too. And then this guy right here. And this is the Reaper's one, which I just used the other day. And I used this lady here. I want to say it was this girl, this one over here. Alright, so some of these, you have definitely seen this ghost guy because he's just so cool. A lot of people tend to use that guy. Alright, so that is the third guy. Hey, Crystal. How you doing, girl? Alright, and then the last one is, what is this one called? The Deadly Love Guy, which is a favorite, of course, because it has this really cool image right here. These two guys right here are really cool. So there's a couple of cool little images on this one. Do you have all four of these Rachels that are coming out? I mean, Crystal? But either way, those guys will be out tomorrow. And what I'm working on, Crystal, is I'm getting this guy together here. We're going to do the last guy. And we're just adding different body parts, different heads with bodies to make like a monster smash going on. Yeah, we're doing really, really good. Tomorrow's Friday, so I mean, who's not gonna be happy about that, right? I work Monday through Friday, so it's always exciting when Friday comes out. And I guess it's kind of overrated for people that don't have that kind of schedule. that For us, honestly, it's just like never gets old. You know, you're always so happy on a Friday. Like, yes, I made it. I gotcha. Nice, very, very nice. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna start by following the theme of what we have going on here. We're gonna make a moon, and the moon that I used was from this guy. This ice cream one. He has all these little moments. This was really the whole reason, like my number one reason for getting this plate was these moons right here. I love them so much. So I'm gonna pick one up, and what I have here is just half of the moons happening on both of these, and I'm gonna use. I'm thinking probably the full moon on this guy. Right now, Crystal, that you're like a lady that does photography and you kind of like working a little bit around people's schedules, right? So I don't know. I guess there's some, there's some give and take why somebody would do that, right? Alright, so we're gonna pick this moon up right here, the middle guy. Let's see if I could get him, even if I don't use the whole thing. We're just gonna pick him up anyway. Alright, so here he goes. I'm actually using my new scrapper that I also just got today, so I'm like not the best at it. Let's see what happens. It's so skinny that I'm like, yo, I almost want to Hulk smash even more. And I'm like bending it. So let me get that again and see if I can get my hand movement the way it needs to be. Because the fact that he's flimsy and the one that I had before was extremely thick. And I kind of have to be a little bit rough with him. Oh, so your photo thing, Crystal, is only a hobby. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought this was like what you did. Like you were out there just taking pictures all day. I gotcha. Well, I did photos for 1 year. When my nephew was born, he's 4 now, but me and the wife would take pictures of him every single month. We'd have a setup. The one for Halloween actually just came up, and he had a bare bottom, and some pumpkins around him. So that was actually kind of cool. Definitely had a lot of fun. Right? I could imagine that once something becomes a job, it ruins, like the mood. It's no longer as fun. Because now it's a stinking job that you gotta do it even when you don't want to. You gotta buckle up and get down to it. I feel you. I'm not gonna lie. I do feel you on that. This right here, this whole nail thing, 1000% a hobby. I enjoy it so much, but I'm only been doing it, for the past 2 years. And like seriously, like this, the nail art part of it, 1 year. So it's like I'm always getting over things like really quick. So I'm like, when am I gonna get over this? I mean, I'm waiting on it. Okay, I'm waiting. Okay, I'm gonna have a big sale. I'm waiting on it for sure. Okay, so I'm gonna add the white and the gray is what I'm gonna be using for the moon, which is what I did with the other guys. Just kind of give them like a thing, a little groove going, so it's not one dimensional. And I'm super excited too, honestly, to be using this little palette thingy that I also got today. So glad the mail is working. So I'm just swerving these little guys around to give me like a little swerving moon. And here's my moon that we're gonna color. I'm just gonna go in. He's pretty big on space. Of course, you already know I'm just kind of dabbing in here and trying to bring it in from there, from the outside. Let's go. Got it going. Nobody got time for this right here. This moon business. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're about halfway there. Halfway, let's go away. Oh man, breathe. My hand be like, whoops. There it is. Alright, put it in. Just a little bit there. If it's like not wanting to go, then I'm not gonna force it. You know what I mean? I'll just go ahead and grab some more. I'm not gonna force it, baby. This is your world. I'm just here trying to make it work for me. You know what I mean? Alright, almost there. Hopefully this little guy is gonna dry by the time we do the other thing. So here's our little moony guy, and you can see, I stamped him gray. And then just using, it was like a darker gray, and then I'm using that same gray with a little bit of white to make him look, a little bit three-dimensional, not so flat and boring. I mean, I want him physically flat, but today, today. Okay, so there that guy goes. He's gonna dry off a little bit. And we are going to build this little monster that we're looking at, right? So I'm thinking that what I want is from this zombie plate, this duck. That's gonna be the face, you know what I mean? The other lady has this giraffe. And I wanna use this duck guy, and then for the body, we could give him, I'm thinking, let's give the ducky a body that's a skeleton. So it could be this guy, we just cut off his head. Or even better yet, he could just have like a full body. We could use this guy, but would he be too little to have the duck head? So let's pick up the duck head, and then we could choose a body. It doesn't really matter as far as like too big headed and little body or whatever, because these guys, I wasn't worried about it. You got Mr. Frankie here. I think I called him Freddy the other day, but whatever. We know it starts with an F. That guy, his little body, small and a big head. So we good. It won't matter, right? So let's go ahead and pick him up the headpiece. And what I want to do is actually bring him down a little bit so that he can fit. So we're going to use this Moira damper shrinker. We're gonna put him on there, twist him on, and then he's ready to go. And we're gonna pick up our guy over here. Where's he at? So let me tell you, Crystal, I have some gloves that I got for my picture because I'm still doing it. I have the idea of what I'm gonna do with my face. And the only thing I'm missing, which I'm gonna put together, I'm gonna get a headband, some roses tomorrow. Actually, Friday I run errands, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get a headband, some roses, and I'm gonna hot glue them, right? Because basically my face is gonna be like the skeleton skull look. And I'm just getting so excited, and I haven't decided if I wanna like straighten my hair or if I want to go ahead and just leave the curls, whatever. I don't know which one, but I'm really excited about it, man. I'm so open and definitely want to share that with you just because you have some. So we could do that. We could do that. All right, so I'm gonna pump him up right before I do it because look at that. He does get little lines on him from usage. I mean, I think it's only understandable. I'm not honestly an expert or nothing. This is like the first one I've ever owned. Like I said, I'm really fairly new. So I'm just going to tell you, though, that it only makes common sense to me that if I'm pumping this up like this, of course, I'm going to have some tail. Natural, I think. So I'm going to pump this little dude up. And there he goes. I'm using the little new guy, which I'm like, whoa. But he actually works really well because he almost hugs it, you know, if that makes any sense. So boom, there he goes. And I am picking up with a big guy. And I have him. That's my cool. And the only person I care about is his face. I'm gonna bring him down like this. Oh my gosh, he wasn't pumped, was he? He was down. Look, if I pump him, then he's a big dude. I don't want that. I'm almost feeling like he's too big though, but let's look. I did pump down the other guy, but you know what? I think he could fit. So let's keep him. I like a bigger head. We're gonna keep him, alright? We're not gonna pump him down or nothing. I think he's gonna work that size. Alright, so here we go because he's in the middle finger, you know? So we are going to remove all the extra stuff, which is basically the body. Get rid of that. Boom, boom. And because these guys are like zombies, we're not gonna make them a regular yellow. We are gonna make them gray and white, which is, you know, what I did with this guy. God, the reason I made him green is because he's Freddy. Frankie, of course, he's green. You know, but I think the zombie look, even her hands, you know, made it gray. I think that's what I'm gonna go with on this guy here. So she is almost drying up, and you can see, but it's taking her a minute, you know. She was reverse stamped on there, so it takes her a little bit, and I definitely want her to be 1000% dry because I'm gonna put gel on her, and I want her to be like this, you know, and not have any lumps or anything weird. You know, these guys are flatties, you know, if it's intended to be. If we're gonna do 3D, then we're gonna pump, you know? But that's not what's happening with this guy. Okay, so I'm gonna get this little gray, and I'm here to tell you, this Moyu stuff is like dry a little bit. This stuff is like dry. I'm not gonna lie. It's almost like what works for me is either maniology or this premium stuff is what works for me the best. I mean, this beauty is okay. That one is fine too. Okay, that one, and then of course this other guy, Born Pretty, they're fine. But this other Twink and Moju, for me no bueno because they just dry too quick, and I'm not that quick, you know? So here we go. We're gonna do the eye first. So that way I could just cover him up after. You know. Here we go. Big old eyes this hot guy has. Actually, Krista's so funny because you were on that conversation about using the headband or some type of magnifying or something to help ease this. So I did. Let me focus. Hold up. I did get a magnifying thing, right? And the magnifying thing that I chose was, it's like it anchors to your table, right? And it has like a round, you know, magnifying glass, and it has a light on it. But I have tried it like once or twice. I just got it this week, and it's like I'm having to learn how to do it. You know what I mean? Because it's right here, and the focus is, you know, magnifying. So I gotta decide like where to like angle it to get the best view. And then on top of that, I'm coming from the back, and I'm like bumping, you know, I'm like bumping this. So I'm definitely gonna learn how to use that. I mean, who would have thought? Did you feel any weirdness when you were using your headband thing as far as like the perception of where you are compared to where it actually is? Because it is a magnifying, you know? I feel like that's what's happening to me. I'm getting lost in the sauce. Maybe we should make his little peak a little bit darker. Okay, so with the headset, you flip the glasses up and down, and you're right, so you're avoiding the whole part about having the, you know, the perception with my thing bumping into the magnifying glass. You're right, you are right. See, and my thing with that was about like feeling crazy discomfort with the headset. That's what I thought I might feel. That's the reason why I didn't go with that. was like, man, I really don't want to feel that discomfort behind my ears, blah, 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 blah. You know, like if I'm sweating over here, I'm 47, okay? So that tells you everything. Anything. Things happen. I get hot sometimes. And then I don't want to have that problem, you know? Anyway, so here we go. I'm making his peak, beak, whatever, however you say that, a little bit like darker, I'm hoping, than the rest of him, you know, just to give him a little bit of a different look, a little dimensional look. He's a weirdo, I'm not gonna lie. He's a weirdo. Okay, here him go. Okay, so we got our little guy on the peak guy going. Really? You're gonna be 47 in November? Oh man, I think me and you talked about your birthday because my daughter's birthday is November 23rd. I think we talked about that happening with you and how yours unfortunately does not fall on Thanksgiving at all. Alright, let's see. Mine was just in August, so it just happened. We're only, I guess, a couple of months apart. Interesting. Right. Alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go with the complete gray on the rest of his head. Let's go. Let's see how that looks. So are you a night owl, Crystal? I mean, I'm really not. But for some reason, it's like I feel that during the day, I just don't have the time to come on here and do these type of demonstrations. But during that time, of course, I work until 4. So that's one reason. But then after that, you know, I should be able to come on a little bit earlier. But it's like I have a 9-year-old. We doing homework and all of these things. We playing. I mean, you know, all of these things that we do during the week, especially that no opportunity. So now everybody's asleep. Blah blah. I get on here, play a little bit, and then I get to go to bed. I got you. Okay. All right. Well, 11 o'clock going to bed is really not bad. You know what I mean? Going to bed at 11 p.m., that's normal, you know? I just didn't know if maybe you were up like 2 a.m. partying. Like, if I come on at 2, is Crystal going to be my friend? Or is that too late for Crystal? I think I have the most interaction with you, so I must have like a schedule with you. Or sharing a schedule. Alright, so this guy is done. We have him. We have our moon. And our moon looks like it's drying up and almost dry. So we'll be able to put them on. And then what we've been doing is using the yellow to pop. You know what I mean? From underneath the scary monsters here. And just also give it a contrast of the moon on those nails. So we're going to do the yellow pops. Oh, 1 a.m. is pushing it. I'm pushing it. I'm pushing it. 2 a.m. pushing it. I'm thinking we're going to get some of these up. No, we're not because we're not ready. Let's get the body up. Let's get the body. You know what? It depends on what body we use, but we are doing a skeleton, which means that we really don't need to reverse him, you know? Let me tell you, Crystal, thank you so much for that. That's like a real nice compliment for me because I struggle so much with the color contrast, and I feel like just recently I started coming to like an understanding, and I still don't know. There's so much trial and error when I'm trying to put these colors together to make them pop the most, you know? And I feel like a lot of thought goes into it, and I almost wish And I wonder, like in a year from now, am I gonna be more automatic with this stuff? Because man, I'm thinking way too hard about what color to, put these bats or whatever. It's like, does it need to be that? I don't know. I have no idea. But I'm gonna tell you this. Maybe I'll find out. Who knows? Maybe. I think I have one of those addictive personalities because once I find something that I like, I try to go like all out into it. I'll go all into it. And then it doesn't feel so lucrative, after a little bit. This is one of the hobbies that hasn't done that. So it's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Especially for it to be consistent. Alright, so I think this guy's dry. Let's start building stuff. Now that we have a head, you know what? His head actually looks like it will be Oh man, actually that makes me laugh. I'm not gonna lie, I've been laughing about this. Yeah, you spend a lot of time deciding on the base, right? To go. Absolutely, I agree with that. Once you get one nail though, like with what it's gonna be, then it becomes easy. Okay, I know what the rest of them are gonna be. As far as that goes, it's just a matter of what is gonna be what. But you know what colors are gonna vibe, and that type of thing. So, I'm laughing. I'm laughing, Krista, because look at this. Him on one of these is so funny to me. One of these things about these stampers that are these sizes that they also kind of like magnifying. You can barely see what's going on them. That's one of the things I hate. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna go with this guy. Put the alright, we got this, put the bats, and then we can go ahead and put the the person on there, right? So, since this is dry, and so is my nail from, I painted that nail yesterday, so it is definitely is dry. We're going to use this bonder so that it can stick together and marry and not have an issue, right? So we're gonna try to get as much as possible. You know what? I mean, I could take the whole thing. It's not gonna hurt anything. I could take the whole thing if I wanted to, or maybe just cut off a teeny weeny bit, just so that the wider part could be at the top. That's what I'm interested in. If I went down, then that leaves me with some space on the side, and I'd rather not. I'd rather think it looks better if I pump it up more, even if I'm chipping off the end of that, right? Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna put this guy here, just as minimal as possible. Always seem to use too much. Alright, there we go. Once that little guy dries, we'll be able to put that on it. And let's go ahead and lift our bats. They're going to be, any of this will be good. Any of these little guys. We're going to use this little yellow tint here. And he's been popping off decently as far as the color goes. So I'm not mixing him with anything. He's going raw. There he goes. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Alright, so here we go. We're gonna get him up with this little guy here. Boop. I love the way that he just flies, like hugs him. Boom. There he goes. He's so nice. Okay, so we're gonna get him on. And what it is about those type of images that are filling, like you have to fill the whole thing. And it's not just an outline. The best one to use for that is somebody like this, really flimsy, because then they hug the image and it doesn't press too hard to take away wiping off what's going inside of that image. Where if you use a harder one like this one, this is a thicker one, which is usually what I'm using. He just doesn't work the best when it comes to those type of images because he rubs too hard. He takes away and dips into that image. So I'm really excited to have gotten this guy today while I'm doing this. Okay, so it makes it easier. We're going to get rid of whoever's extra. Now we don't need, he doesn't need to go down too low or nothing, but let's put on more. I don't want him too dry, so come on, we're going to come right here And boom. So there he is. Moon has been assigned. And immediately on top, because this guy's just picked him up. So he's still kind of wet, and I think we could get away with it. And he's going to go a little bit high onto that. Boom, boom. And kind of slant off. And there's my guy. So now we have a moon, a little, whatever you call those guys there, those bats guys. And then we're going to use the guy that we're going to put on top. Now, between this and my person that I'm going to put on top of it, I do want there to be some layer. First of all, y'all already know, I'm not trying to be doing none of this, okay? That's too much. I'm not doing that, so I just try to protect that. And I'm using this little thing here, this Wet and Wild guy that does have the other end. I'm down to use this though for something. But anyway, what I'm doing is just coming off on the side, just taking that so nothing is coming off. You could cut it, you could do whatever you want. I like to just melt it away with the acetone. So that goes that. Especially if you're gonna wear it, or something. Which nobody's wearing these little samples that I'm making. This is just for fun. Alright, here we go. So I think we got what we need as far as that goes. The way we're gonna protect it is by using this little guy here, my little sealer. You can almost go on top almost as soon as it's done. So we're gonna go right here. Try not to go to any unnecessary parts because I want him to dry fairly quickly so I can move along. Okay, so that guy's on there. I'm gonna let him dry for just a second. And while we're waiting on him, let me go ahead and maybe, what do you think? I think he can be top coat. You can always tell when they're dry enough. Let's see if I can get a better lighting and position for us to see this man. Let me see, can we see him? Oh, he's so difficult to see because he's dark. But anyhow, this guy, I can see that he's dry because the unevenness of him is gone, from that polish being on there. That uneven goes away and he's more even looking. See, you could tell right there. So he's dry. I'm going to go ahead, melt that little piece off from that corner right here. He's got to go. And then we're going to put that top coat on him. And it's gonna be a gel top coat. It's a blind placement. You know what? This one is too. If I'm gonna use it pump, which I really don't do that, but let's just say I were. Sometimes what I like to do, this could be totally in my mind, Crystal, but I think, and I haven't tested it, I need to. So I pump all the way, right? And if I'm gonna use a pump, because I'm enlarging, which I never do. I don't like to do that. I'd rather make it small. I always am pumping down and using, and it's not completely blind, but yeah, it is definitely what do you say? It's like a magnifying. You can see how the words get distorted because it's definitely a magnifying. So sometimes it's not spot on. You gotta work with it a little bit there. So that's the thing. Yeah, I feel you. With if you use it, let's say we're using this, then this is messed up. But I'm gonna tell you this. What I was talking about that I imagine in my mind I'm doing something different is instead of pumping all the way, I'll only pump a little bit and then I use it exactly as I pumped it. It just depends. Sometimes I will pump all the way, right? But then I will come down only halfway and I won't come all the way down. Just to be able to fit it into my image, and then I can just go like this and see where he's at and how he's gonna go. But yeah, even when I do that, I'm doing byline placement clearly at that point. Because I'm not gonna be able to take this off if I'm doing that. Okay, so let's do this top coat onto this guy. And it's gonna be this Gunny one. It is a shiny top coat, which these are not. These are already matted out. You could tell the difference in this one. So shiny and so glossy, you can't see what's happening. Where if I mat it, you can see what I got going on here. So that's the reason why I mat it, because then you can see what's happening. Okay, so here we go. I mean, my nails, I do wear them shiny, as you can see. I would rarely use a matte, even though I do believe it is pretty. But the dullness of it sometimes, you know. Alright, so I'm putting this on carefully, even though I know that it is dry. But the reason is mainly I want it to be even. You know, I just want my top coat to be even, no type of lumps or anything happening. So there he goes. I'm just letting that settle. And she is actually very adorable. Okay, so she's going in. I'll definitely be posting a picture of this in a few days, actually. It's a collab. Don't tell nobody, alright? It's not for someone, though, so it should be fun. Okay, so we got that going on. Blah, 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 blah. The other guy, this one, with the sealer that we put on top, looks like he's good because we don't see any of the sealer, the white, you know. That looks like it's fine. I can feel that he's okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna top coat him too before I put my guy on it. But this one is gonna be a very thin, tiny top coat because I don't want the nail to be too lumpy. You know, it just depends on if you like that. You're fine. I'm not hating on you, but I'm just trying to keep it as less lumpy as possible for my own preference. So here he goes. Oh, as thick as possible. Here we go. I'm the one that gotta stare at this. You know what I mean? Alright. So boom. There he is. Nothing too. It's not about even anything out or nothing like that. It's just about protecting my image. So if I'm F up, which I clearly often do, check this out. Okay, you hear me? I got the stacks. I got the stacks because I mess up, okay? So, anyways, that's what we're gonna do there. The other guy is already cured. And there she goes. She's a shiny girl, but I'm going to put a matte coat on her right now. And then we'll be able to really see what she looks like. Because then she'll match the other guys. Okay, so she will be there. There we go. Now, when this guy comes out, he's got about 30 seconds. We'll be able to add our top guys. So we can go ahead and lift it. You know, it's going to be a skeleton. We're not going to reverse color our skeleton. So it won't matter, right? We could do any of these as long as it fits on my image, you know, my nail. So let's take a look and see if he's gonna fit. So here he goes. He's come out. A beautiful shiny baby that's gonna get unshined. And I look at him and I think, well, the big guy, he's too big, you know, for my head to fit. Plus, I want to show a little bit of my moon, you know. We want to show a little bit of that. So I think I'm going to get the middle guy. Yeah, I think he might be, maybe, or maybe the smallest guy. Because I'm looking at it and I still want to have space for this little head. I mean, it's a little head. It's not big, but still, we need a little space for it. So let's pick the small guy and then we'll move it right along. What we're gonna do, because you know we're gonna pick him up and just put him right on there. I want him to match the rest of my guys, and be purple. Besides him, he's the only guy that wasn't purple. But I'm gonna match those guys as well, or maybe no, like maybe make him black. No, I don't want him to be black because he won't pop out as much. But he could be gray, so he could be purple or gray. And you know what? Let's not make him gray. See what I'm talking about? Because then he will match his head. And you don't want that. Then he's going to look too one-dimensional like this dude, you know? So we learn from this. So here we go. We're going to get him a different color body and a different color head. Boom. There we go. We're convinced. No más. No more. All right, here we go. I think we decided small guys, so we're just gonna pump him up, pick him up with this. Whatever that is, I don't even know what that is. It's like the shimmery stuff. Sometimes, for me, it's like, difficult to see. But there he is, he's fine. We're gonna put him on there because the head is not even gonna be. So let's get rid of anybody that's on the side. And his head. There we go. I don't want your head, buddy. The thing could have probably covered it, but we're fine. Okay, so here he is. He's still kind of wet, so we're going to put him down. He's the perfect size. Here he is. Boom. Because his body comes right underneath the moon. So that the head, you know what I mean, will be the only thing on it. And this little head was reverse stamped. Look at him. That's hilarious. Okay, let's see. This reverse head was reverse stamped, so he's dry. So we do want to put, again, this little guy on him. And yeah, I do put it. If it's something like this, I'll put it on the stamper. I don't care. Maybe it gets cloudy. I don't know. Okay, I'm not the boss of this. But I'd rather do that than put it on my nails. So here we go. I know it's going to get him. He's already dry. So there he goes. Just a light little thing. Nothing heavy. We're not using it for the color. You know what I mean? Alright, so there he goes. We put him on. And then we'll be able to do our top coat, which I don't need to do on air. I'll be doing that after. But definitely want to at least complete this. Okay, so now that this is over and September's gone, they threw in the reprints at the end, you know what I mean? All Halloween stuff that were, I think, maybe besides Dead Love or Deadly Love, were released earlier when we did that June and Boo in June thing. So now that that's over, I'm just like so excited for the actual month of October because it's the actual, Halloween month. So definitely Robin and Lily have created some really cool plates to come on and new and exciting. And I'm just like, oh, so giggly about it. So for sure, I'll be going live next week. As soon as I can, just to reveal what next week's are gonna be. Alright, so let's get this guy up. I think that he's dry enough, He's as dry as he's gonna be. I don't want him super dry anyway. So we're placing his head right on his body. Boom, there he goes, Mr. Duckman. Boom. So we got a little duck face with the skeletal body up. There he is. We got a little moon, our disease looking people here, zombie. Zombie dudes. There he goes. This guy is an alien dog. We got the giraffe over the body of this girl. Forget her name. This one. That is the girl. Wednesday. Okay, see. So over that, then we have this guy that we just created, the skeleton with the duck. And we have, of course, the flamingo. He's infected. And our little dude, Frankie. So that's all I got for you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And I'll be posting this a picture of this set. And we'll definitely be talking about next week's release, guys. Peace.